Say no more. Yo, yo, yo. So finally, we got the four horsemen. For y'all old school wrestling fans, we got the four horsemen in the building this evening. You know what I'm saying? So we first want to welcome y'all to YouTube, wherever you watching us at. We want to welcome y'all. But first we gotta have y'all smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. So anytime we post on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, you get that content first, because we want you here with us, man. So the Brotherhood, man, consists of these four gentlemen. As you can see, we all in our different spaces, man, because this is the realest podcast, YouTube channel you're gonna get. We all different facets of our lives, man. We coming and going, we moving and shaking, and we burning the candle at both ends in the middle, up the side, wherever we got some wick at, it's burn. That mother scooter burning, man. So I'm your pseudo point guard, man, James. We all hail from Flint, Michigan. Two of us are in and around Michigan. Two of us are out of state. So this the best way in this digital age. This the best way we figured to explore this thing we call friendship, man, and the conversations that we have on a daily basis, man. Like I said previously, we've said that we speak damn near daily. Two of us work days, two of us work nights, man. So generally, we all cross paths at some point during the day, and two of us we up all day doing what we do, and two of us is up at night. So, but this channel, man, basically we presenting this channel to you guys, having casually dope conversations, man, because we probably gonna be all over the gambit when it comes to topics, but we want to bring it in our own special way. We're experts in how we bring information to the people, man, and sometimes that's what you need. Every In this world now, man, we get so bogged down with technical jargon and blase spit and this and that, man. Nah, we're just gonna kick it to you raw, man. So, the Brotherhood, man. Remember, don't forget, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Now, this is 20 plus years of friendship. So
Hey
our
man,
names are, huh?
hey man, what's the problem?
What you mean?
Hey,
You tell them
why you
our age.
got
Oh, my bad, man. Well, look. I let them decide what they want. But I was going to explain to the people. Now, these
20, man.
people, these people gonna tell you what their name is, but you might not never hear that again on this podcast. It's gonna be some form of name, and you probably gonna have to figure it out by when we call a name and somebody start talking, and you're like, wait a minute, I thought that. Yeah, that's just what we do. We nicknames, man. That, like I said, that's where we at in life, man. We know who we talking to when we say certain things. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. I'm about to throw this thing over to uh the last of the Mohicans out there in the middle of the West, where it's 70 degrees one day and negative 2014 the next day, man. He's a proud brother of the Iota family, as you can see by his background. He always gonna rep till he blue in the face. So we gonna pass it off to old Darwin, aka Big Boo. What's
Hold on one
happening, bro?
second. I'm trying to bag in, and black
Oh
folks
yeah,
gotta
yeah. Wait,
concentrate.
wait. Hey, moment of silence. Moment of silence. Hey,
Black folks
turn
gotta concentrate
right.
when they bagging
Turn the
in. So
radio
guess what?
down. You know what I'm
So
saying?
hold on.
Turn the radio down. You know what I'm saying? Put the phone down. Hold up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
He probably
hey,
hold
wait.
his breath too. When you
Hey,
concentrate, you
Right.
gotta hold his breath.
and first off, you said that man named wrong, James.
What I say? What I say wrong?
You said Darwin, aka Big Boo.
I know it's really Boo, aka. I'm trying
What
to.
the hell?
I'm trying to help the people out, but it really is as Boo. Like
It's it's
I mean,
it's it's Big Boo, aka
Darwin.
Darwin.
Like so.
I don't know if y'all. Oh shit.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. You done bagged in.
Bagged in safely.
There you
Garage
go.
door closed. So, what's up, world? I am Darwin, aka Big Boo, as they call me. Um, out here in old Denver, Colorado. So they caught me just getting out of football practice. We got a spring season this year. So that's me out here in old Denver, Colorado, kicking it with the bros on this here YouTube special. Who you going to next?
We gonna go to Rob.
Ah, man, y'all know I'm over here everything out, man. I'm done. It ain't working right, but it's working. So we're gonna make it do what it do.
Right,
Uh,
right. Well,
I ain't got time to be messing it up, so it ain't gonna be I'm trying to multitask, do this, do that, or anything like that. Introduction. I'm one of many nicknames. Clevin, Big Clev, the Clevinator. For some reason, they call me Freaky. I don't know why they call me Freaky Clev.
I'm sure that story will come out later.
Whatever.
One of many.
But I'm your boy C Rob, and AKA BKA, known as Rob down here. They call me Big Rob. That's what it is. I am currently in Kentucky, by the way of homegrown Bedrock. Y'all know where I'm from. Class of 2004. Got a rep for the young heathens up in here, but at the same time, I'm a hybrid crossover. For some reason, I had a whole lot of energy and forward places, or whatever you want to call it like that. But that's me, man. I'm just doing a dry intro. Y'all don't need to know how old I am. Y'all don't need to know nothing else yet. Because y'all gotta watch.
You kind of told it when you told them when you graduated, but that's neither here nor
Whatever.
there.
Hey, I might have skipped, clumped a few. You know what I'm saying? I could be 47. You know what I'm saying? No, but no, it is what it is. From then to now, I left home. I left Michigan in '05. Joined the military. I joined the Army. Gave them 5 years. Stopped here, Kentucky. Of course, in that course, I was military police. From 2010, I got out the Army, and then here I am still currently in Kentucky, and I am a law enforcement police officer. I am Deputy Robin.
Yes,
There
sir.
y'all go. In the
That's
flesh.
that's the homie. Last but surely not least, we got old Dante Lawan. What it do, G?
Hey man, a whole lot of nothing. That's what it do. But everybody's big homie, Dante Flint. What up? I'm the oldest of the bunch and the one that get carded the most when we out to eat. That's all I got.
So, I mean, that's all you need. Hey, look, you don't have to be professional. That's all you need. So, like I said, we're gonna stretch across a myriad of topics throughout this journey, man. I know one we kind of walked into the other day, man. So that high school coach, man, that was coaching the basketball team, he got suspended because his team won 160 something to 2. Was it? It was 2.
Talking about something else.
Was it 160?
Yeah, it was
Whatever it
something
was.
like that, man. It was a whole lot to a little bit.
Yeah,
he
they
put
won
up 100.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was over 100.
Yeah, it was. So and I, my thing is I'm not really understanding why he was suspended, because it's technically, not even technically, it's the other team's job to stop you. If they don't stop you, they're not
What
doing
is
their job.
what is that gonna do? What is that? I mean, obviously, if he's coaching kids, what we can't win, we win, we get we get a consequence. I mean, like what?
No, Clevin, everybody's a winner.
Right. That's
Absolutely.
yeah.
On my
And
resume.
that's wrong. And that's
There
wrong.
aren't there aren't any losers, Clevin. Okay?
Hey,
No, well, there
that's
is.
No,
There
no.
is. I mean,
Everyone gets a
unfortunately,
trophy. Everyone gets a medal.
not in
Okay?
my house. You don't.
so if you got beat up at sea lunch, it's a fair fight and it's even. I mean, what's up?
Hey man, there was no losers in the fight. Okay?
No, you're a loser. You be a loser, man. And I think that's that's a generational thing, man. Like, yeah, you supposed to be hot. Like,
Hey
we need to run
man.
that back, Jack. You know what I'm saying?
It-
So what
I just
state
think you sending the wrong
are in?
message to
Where
the
this
kids
video?
that
Y'all sent this
won.
video earlier? I didn't even see the video.
What video?
there wasn't a video. There was
Just the article.
an article.
Yeah, it was an
Oh, okay.
article.
No, the only
Yeah.
thing I've been hearing about the principal joint who gave my man a haircut. That's when
Yeah,
viral.
he was on Joe Madison this morning, man, and that's it, and that was dope, man. The interview was dope. You can catch it on Sirius XM, but it was man. He said something. He said something that was vital. And actually, Dante, I wanna after I talk about this, but he said something that's vital, man. He was like, "We're here to teach the whole child." You know what I'm saying? Not just while you here, in this block of instruction time, we teaching you. No, we teaching you from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, man. He was just like, when I finally, got the kid in the office and was talking to him, and he wasn't happy with his haircut. He said, "Well, look, I showed him some pictures, and I said, well, if I go home and get my clippers, will you let me cut your hair and go back to class?" And the kid was like, "Yeah." And so now, the dope part about this is that a barber from Hawaii is sending two barber chairs to the middle
Right.
school. And so then,
Oh,
so then
He
on,
did get permission from his parents, so he just
right,
didn't
right,
phase him up without permission. He did get
right,
permission.
right.
I'm
And,
keeping
and
on mind.
then, and then on top of that, the high school has a barber program. So he's trying to set up a program to where the seniors who have been taking this class can come over, or do it on the weekends, come over and get the practice that they need to come over and, learn how to cut hair, man. I think that's a dope idea, man, because not everybody
That is pretty dope.
that is
has,
extremely dope. Yeah.
has the means to get a haircut every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of the things where sometimes I think we look at things, that we do on a regular, but we don't realize that, man, that's quote unquote a luxury, being able to go once a week, every 2 weeks, or even being able to cut your own hair, like Dante, you know what I'm saying? That's a luxury
Everybody
to
ain't
be
good
able.
at what they think they can do, and I ain't cutting my own hair. So,
Man, let me tell you something. I used to do that when I was in the Navy, man. I used to have patches. I was like, nah, we just gonna have to find a barber, you know what I'm saying?
I can go bald. That's about it.
Man, bruh, I can whip out a razor and be bald in a heartbeat, Jack.
That's all I can
You
do.
know what I'm saying? Because shoot, while I'm playing, this little hairline on the right up here, it's trying to leave me anyway. So we about to make an executive decision, man. So
And if you make that decision, James, there is a new product out there that'd be right up your alley, bro.
okay,
And it's
okay,
not a razor.
okay,
That
okay.
that shaver.
Yep, I
Yep, I want
bought
to give me one of them.
I bought it because I kept seeing it, kept popping up on me on Facebook. I
that's because the
bought it.
phone is listening to you. It was government. Government.
Well, I kept looking at it also every time I
Yeah,
seen it. So I
right.
kept pulling it up on my phone. And I was, skeptical about it. I'm like, man, but you can use it in the shower.
See, that's what had me skeptical. I'm like, you can't put no motor in the water.
You sure shit can.
Well, yeah.
I've done it, and you
Well,
can do it every day,
so
and you
when I get
get no bumps from it, no cuts,
I get
no
my
okay,
nothing.
bald
cool.
head game up back in whenever. Yeah,
Right,
might
right,
be
right. I'm gonna
prototype,
refer to that.
prototype 20. You know what I mean?
Right.
I,
So Dante, this is more so a direct question because after the last installment of the Brotherhood, somebody had mentioned to me and somebody inboxed me and they wanted you to expound. We were talking about fatherhood. They wanted you to expound on giving your kids the mental DNA. I meant to tell you that, and I just threw you under the bus. But you already know the answer to the question anyways, because you brought it up.
Right.
But if you could expound or elaborate on that, I appreciate that, man.
When I say mental DNA, giving my children my mental DNA, the way that I go about life, um, when they have, issues, how to deal with these issues, the correct way, how, you know, just being polite to others, respecting your elders, having values, um, learning to earn things. And when you earn things, you put more value in it when you had to work to get those things. Just everything that, the man behind me instilled in me, I'm going to pour it in them each and every single day. For my son to let him know that, you are a black man, number one. And that means a whole lot
A
in
whole
how to
lot.
carry and conduct himself when he's not uh, under my watch and under my care, which he's that 24/7. But when he's alone, he conducts himself properly because that young man is being taught how to be a man and how to conduct himself when I'm not around. He has to elevate above his peers. Um, Even just with my daughter, the same things is give them everything about me and hopes they're to get their train of thought something similar in a way of mine. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
Oh, I
give them
mean,
all
I
I
mean, and
got.
that, yeah, I mean, I feel like as a father, we should all be striving for, for that because it's some aspects you want your kid to make the decision like you would, and then sometimes as a part of the growing up process, they got to be able to figure out how to make a better decision than even you did, at
Hmm.
that age. You know what I'm saying? So that I thought it when you gave the answer. I had heard it before when I heard you say give them my mental DNA, but I wasn't the only person that thought that was a dope response
So,
and needed somebody to expound on that. So
but yeah, you also have those. Is like that question that has been posed before. Would you want your daughter dating you?
at what point?
It don't matter.
Fired up like that, man. Don't hey,
So
we all yeah. Mm-hmm.
and in all actuality, my answer to that question is yes.
Absolutely correct.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
And I guess I can tell this part of why. One, I have never cheated on someone I said I was with, ever. Kind of take pride in that. The single me, totally different story. Way, 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 way different story. The single me, it is you, her, her friend too. Yes.
Okay,
But if I said I was with you, I'm with you.
let me ask you this though. Can your child be the same way? Can your daughter be the same way?
Yes.
So if she with somebody, we there.
Man, he,
Yes.
I'm just asking the question. But if she
I
not
mean,
with
no, that's an honest
nobody,
question. That's an honest question. Through maturing and adolescent to adult to now, absolutely.
Yes.
right? No, and I asked the
First,
question. I just asked the question because I feel like we all know where we should know that there is a double standard. You know what I'm saying? But I just want
yeah.
to,
But we
I
all but James, you also know how mean Nigeria is. So
man,
I
whoo,
ain't
Yeah.
I ain't
Lord have
tripping.
mercy.
I ain't tripping.
man, Lord have mercy.
And she tripping because it's us. So
That's what I'm saying, man. And look, I'd be like, I'm not even sure she like me.
Man,
I give her money, hell, you know what I'm saying?
man, man,
So,
man.
so
She is definitely a special young lady, but she is she can be mean,
yeah, she can be mean. Yeah, she can be mean.
hmm.
but love you at the same time.
Right,
I think
right.
that's a good majority of women have that quality to love you and be mean all at the same time.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
They call it tough love, maybe a little bit,
Yeah, a little bit, something like that.
something like
It,
that.
Something like that. Yeah.
it's different, but hell, Ebony is can be mean too. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We've already established that. You know what I'm saying?
that
Yeah,
Out of
fruit didn't
love,
fall far from the tree.
yeah, we've already established. She probably gonna kill us for name dropping, but hey, whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
I know how to duck.
so
Right,
now when she come out, when she move off that screen, when he move off that screen and be like, you know
Right.
what,
right, right.
you shot and touch somebody. So it's all right.
So,
hmm Yeah, but
so
yeah, I would definitely. Jury can, yeah, she can.
No,
okay.
but I
No,
think
go
you
ahead.
explained yourself so well about your mental DNA. I mean, I never had any questions, but I don't think you left any questions unanswered. So I think
But it's also clear the same thing, even with coaching. You
mhm,
want to give that kid your mental DNA,
that's right.
and in hopes that
Yeah.
they actually go out and apply it.
Yeah, yeah. I never. It's crazy because I never, all the years I've been coaching, I never really looked at it like that. But yeah, you're right. I'm like, if I could just bring that dog out of you, you know what I'm saying?
That's all you want.
Yeah, that's all I want, man. If I could just
And they
bring that
still get
dog.
past stepping. You got to get out there and show them. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh yeah. See, I'm guilty of that because man, I get out there once a week. I get out there and I don't know why I do, but I do. And the next day I'm normally sore because I let these young Thundercats beat up on me a little bit. But I gets mine though. You know what I'm saying? It's just that competitive edge. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
hey, you young mother scooter, I'm finna move you out the way. I tell them too. I'm finna put you right back there. Oh, you ain't
Yeah.
finna do nothing. Okay, I got one good one in me, Jack. I'm finna drive your anus all the way back off into that backfield.
Say, and that one you gonna remember.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
You
Yeah.
gonna
right,
remember that this happened.
right. Man, so along the lines of mentoring, man, what is it? A lot of times, man, we man, so we stumble, I think, when it comes to mentoring as a community, as a black community. We think if you got money, you could be a mentor, and that money don't mean nothing, man. But on a baseline level, man, mentorship. Like I look at it, man. I look at it as like you take LeBron James, man. LeBron James. I don't care who or what you think about that man on the court, but definitely off the court. I mean, like he is a man amongst boys in that realm of doing what he does as far as mentorship and placing opportunities. Because I think, in my opinion, I think mentorship is placing whoever your mentee or whoever in those opportunistic situations, but giving them the abilities and the confidence to be able to act, man. And I feel like, man, he does a phenomenal job at doing that, by placing people in the right place. I mean, and even like if you look at his crew, man, like the way he mentored at an early age to his crew to go get what they needed to get in order to help him amass his empire, man. I think that's unmatched. And
But in James, in that realm, although mentoring it is part of it, it's just him providing opportunities to do whatever it is that you want. He gives those kids that goes to his school, you have the opportunity to become whatever it is you want. Even when it came to his crew, okay, cool. You cook. Hey, if you really want to cook, I'll send you to culinary art school on me. Oh, cool. You want to be an agent? Hey, let's start this agency. Show me what you got. I'm your first client. All those things. He he provides the opportunity. Now it's up to you to bring that dog out of yourself to want whatever it is. And he has a good eye of seeing who really wants it.
Yeah.
And when he sees that they want it, he provides the opportunity
Yeah.
to
And
actually get it.
most people, man, that's what gets it, man. Most people they ask for things, and a lot of times people pray for things, man. And then when they get flopped in their lap, and then it requires the work, for whatever you're trying to do, they like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so that's but I think as a mentor though, I think that when it gets dropped in your lap, I think that's what you kind of preparing your mentee for, or at least in my opinion, is you're kind of preparing them for whatever
Right.
it is they want to do to get dropped in their lap.
But that
So
mentor act,
I ain't
go
mean
ahead.
to cut you off, but so I work mental health with kids, and also I coach. So when I approach the way I do my mentoring, especially with the kids that I work with in the mental health world, um, it's more of a safe place instead of like your traditional way of mentoring, teaching kids this and that. When I say a safe place, that means allowing the kid to feel comfortable with you, to open up about all kind of things that they may not, feel comfortable talking to a male or a female about, and just like entrusting what they're telling you with you. So when I mentor my kids over here, that's the approach I take, is providing that safe space for them to feel um, like they have somebody. Because 9 times out of 10, the kids that I interact with, they're looking to fill a void of a parent, of a male figure. So um, I think that's what we lack in the Black community too, is allowing kids to have a safe space to come and just vent and get whatever they need to get off their chest.
Well, but we grew up in an era though where we ain't have no opinions. If you had an
That's
opinion,
true.
it was given to you. So is that a part? Is that a part? And I'm finna ask you a question, Freaky. But is that a part of the generational? Is that part of the generational? I don't want to say curse, but for lack of better terms, is that part? And then two,
Generational gap.
yeah, generational gap. Let's call it that. But two, my question to the Clevinator, Freaky, whatever you want to call it, is I feel like you're in a unique spot when it comes to young men and young women, where you get to see, you get to see a lot of people at their worst, and how do you navigate, trying to do what you have to do but still leave them out, because I think that's what we lack so much. So in a policing profession, is that it's just straight line. This is what this is what I'm gonna do. And us, the three of us, knowing you and knowing how you operate, how do you operate in that space of, you know, balance? How do you balance that, between both aspects of doing what you have to do, but also leaving that safe space to be able to mentor someone?
Being placed in that situation, the main thing you got to do is gauge each person case by case basis. So when it comes to that, I have to honestly break it down and almost be some type of behavior analysis. I have to break them down and gauge. One, obviously, uh, for most cases, I'm never called upon, just to be there by them. They did something. So for every action, there's a reaction. Usually on the law enforcement aspect side, I'm not there because they want me to be there. So usually when I show up, I'm already getting rejection because I'm wearing a uniform. I got a badge. I'm seeing everything they don't want to see. I'm pulling up in some type of police car or something like that, and I'm there to address a problem, but also engage mentally with their mindset. So once I approach the problem, it could be something serious, it could be something petty, and at the same time, where they lack is knowledge. A lot of times they really don't know what they did or knew that it was wrong. They just made a decision, no matter if it was for clout, no matter if it was just because, or when you sit there and you ask them why did they do that, they response back is what we all don't want to hear, no matter what it is I don't know. So the main thing is once we get, I don't want to call it business, but once we get the honesty out the way of why I'm there, I can break them down on a level to where they're understanding. And that might be uh, at whatever adult level, uh, whatever child level that they're at. But sometimes I'm giving advice to people that's even older than me. No matter if we're focusing on the black community and it's an elder, at that time it's what's being wise. So they're looking at me as an authority figure because I'm displaying the image by playing that part. I'm in the uniform. So leaving them out, there's always an out. We live in a world of a gray, and then it's black and it's white. At the same time, like I said, addressing the problem of what happened, why am I here? Okay. And then to be accountable, this is the accountability that most and many don't even accept. We have to accept accountability, even if it's wrong. And once they accept accountability, then I can build off of that. For those that don't account for their actions, it goes in and out of in one ear and out the other. And maybe that's not my opportunity to intervene with their design. It's not. Maybe it's next time. I don't want it to be a next time, but I try to sit there and facilitate as much as I'm trying to break down this conversation now that they might gauge on one word. They might remember that one word the next time that they're about to do something heinously, or just to be popular or anything like that, that they can come back to me. And again, going back to what Darwin said is trust. They have to trust me. So I don't go in there hard. I don't, or cutting up because I wear a badge. I'll go in there with the temperature that they set, and I try to go maybe 2 degrees under, but I'll still maintain control by being an authoritative figure.
You
So the main
providing
thing,
that safe space for them to open up and talk to you.
absolutely. Sometimes you got to separate them from their peers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I can speak on an instance where it was a young guy. For some reason, he's out in the streets, and they want to play this. Oh, you shoot at me, I'm gonna shoot at you. Hands down. They in the street shooting at each other, broad daylight. But when you talk to this kid, he's very mannerable, very respectful. But it takes the entertainment of his homies. Now he want to out hard somebody. And, he's sitting here acting up, doing all this other stuff. So now we got to maintain control, which we don't want to do. One, it's a gun call. It's a shots fired call. It's a call where somebody could potentially be hurt or lose their life, but it's a joke. Oh man, I ain't worried about my car, just a little damage, stuff like that. You know what I mean? They all talking sideways. And, I'm like, no, that's not what's most right. And then the young man that was with this other man who was in control of the vehicle, I said, hey, do you feel okay to ride with your homie and be shot at? Do you want to die on his behalf or get hurt on his behalf? Mentally, they don't even think about the outcome of the consequence. For every action, a gun. there's a reaction. So in placing a safe space, sometimes it's separation. He don't want to talk to me in front of his homies, and
Mm-hmm.
most majority of people, they don't. They don't want to
Right.
talk to you. I mean, one, it's a world of snitching, but at
Hmm.
the same
Yeah.
time, I will drop a little gem to say, hey, come talk to me. Call me, send me an email. Here's my card, or something like that. Some do reach out, some don't. Some of their parents do. But at some point in time, that young man in that moment was in fear, but he had to out hard his fear. I hate to say it like that. That man ain't ready for the world of real life to face the other end of that barrel. He's not. But
He got to
provide the safe,
maintain his reputation.
absolutely
Right.
correct. But on the record, off the record, uh, he's fragile. He's not
Yeah.
even whole or complete yet. That doesn't make you a man by how hard you are or what street cred you got. At some point in time, there's gonna come a threshold where you got to face reality. And maintaining that safe place, I talk to him, not at him.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I make myself always available. And when they're ready, I'm ready.
But when you're that young, do you really know what reality is? Or
No.
the stuff
No.
that you're doing, is that your reality?
Yeah,
It,
and
it,
that
it, understand it.
and that's where you took the words right out of my mouth, man, because I think a lot of times, man, we see around here, in Flint, man, these young cats, man, they out here doing what they do, man, running, ripping and running these streets, man. They take a life. And I don't think that the threat of being in prison for the rest of their life really sets in until after they're caught. And then it's like, wait a minute. So you finna tell me I can't go? I can't go home? And then
Right.
that's when we see the outburst, man. And how I mean, how do we get across like the value of somebody else's life? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like life is a game, and until something serious happens, this the younger generation ain't paying no attention. And what you said, and I was gonna kind of piggyback off of that, Cleve, is talking at them, man. And I know I shared this once before, but I was going to Northwestern. It was every first Monday of the month. We went to Northwestern and welcomed the kids back to school. Hey, gave them handshakes and all that stuff. Just all pre-COVID. But you welcome them back to school. So it's a bunch of men we got together and did that, man. And it was one day in particular that stands out, man. That a cat, I told him I told him I was a football coach up there, and we were doing something, and we were going to exchange numbers, and I had left my phone in the car or something like that. And a lot of older black men, especially, they always got, they little whatever you want, a satchel, whatever you want to call it, that's got a pen and some paper in there.
Fanny
I
pack,
said,
we
well,
got copy.
right,
Got it.
right, yeah, something like that. And so, I was like, well, I don't have any paper or a pen, but let me give you my number, blah blah blah. And one of the cats overheard me, and he was like, "See, young blood, see. That's why y'all relying on the phone. See, that's why you need to keep it pen and paper." And I said, "Man," and that right there, man, it was like it reinforced my thought of we spend so much time talking and browbeating everybody into submission. Whereas if you sit down and have a conversation, like a two-way conversation, not a one-way conversation, it goes much further because we grew up in an era where, uh, if the adult is talking, you
You
don't have
shutting
much
up.
you don't have much to say. And like I said earlier, you don't have much of an opinion until it's given to you. But I think because these kids have to grow up so quickly, is that they have a different set of emotions than we had growing up. A lot of times in the boys that I deal with, they want to be heard. If somebody would just take the time to listen, like they would be much better, but you keep ignoring them and they're trying to talk to you. It's like you or I, like if I keep talking to you and I keep talking to you and I keep talking to you, you keep ignoring me, I'm finna get pissed off. Ain't no other, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And so that's where I think the generational gap between the couple generations before us and the 80s, the late 70s, early 80s babies, because they was browbeat, and then we progressively got away from sharing and exchanging wisdom from the old heads because they beating you down. You're like, man, look, blah blah blah. Oh, you ain't done nothing, young blood. You ain't done nothing. You don't know nothing. You just talking. You just talking. I'm just like, man, at some point we have to understand that there's a natural progression. And
So
if
personally, in your adult life, getting wisdom from his perception of an elder, how did that make you feel?
I didn't like it, and I told him so. I didn't like it. I was like, hey man, I said, see, that's the problem, man. You always want to assume this and assume that, man. I said, the way you did it, I said, your delivery, man, and this is like the greatest analogy I've ever heard from a TV show, man. Cosby was talking about Dabness and Vanessa, right? And he said, man, you bring this nice steak out of the best. I had, let's say tomahawk. I had a tomahawk steak last night. Let's say I did everything I did to that tomahawk steak, and I had some garlic mashed potatoes and some baked mac and cheese, and I had rolls and all this other stuff. And the thing about it is, I'm finna give you that, but I'm finna take the trash can off the lid of the trash can, flip it over, and I'm finna put all that food on you on that lid of the trash can and give it to you. Well, long and short, hell no, I'm not finna eat that. So, and that was honestly a changing point in how I was coaching, because I raise hell when I go to practice. I raise hell. I need to know what happened in school, why you didn't get your lesson, why you didn't come to school, why you late to practice. We're gonna get to this football stuff later, but I need to know all these things before we get to football. And see, that kind of shifted my mind, because I was like, man, I was like, I didn't enjoy that. I'm like, I don't think, maybe they don't. And so I started changing, but I started listening, man. And I started listening
Yeah.
to these kids tell me some stuff, man. I'm like, hold on, dog. Like, you doing some of the same stuff I'm doing, and you
Hmm.
16. Like, what you
Right.
mean?
Absolutely. And I agree
It's a
It's
with you,
cycle.
man. Everything, even when everything you just said, even putting it in my profession and how I would mentor and my delivery, is starting out as a police officer. It's not the simple fact of having authority, but since we talk about the Black community and stuff like that, gonna dig in on that. But it's not for me to accept and have my own expectations of somebody else. Yet at some point in time, I did. I wanted people to have the finer things. Like even with me being down here in Kentucky, my homies to get on the radio and be like, "Hey man, old boy from," they do the whole Michigan thing. Always say Detroit. I hate when they do that. But you know how it is when when you from out of town, you from Detroit, uh, or then when you from Flint, they go off the way and talk about Flint Town
The
and
water.
all that stuff. But at the same time, expectations of the majority of who look just like us. You got to just address it as the elephant in the room. You know, do we expect more out of ourselves or others that look like us? At the same time, we want to say yes. We want to say our expectations are high, but everybody else's expectations aren't alike like ours. So at the same time, it's all accountability, being accountable. You messed up, there's action, there's a reaction. Um, that's not the right way. Like we all got kids, or somebody better be having some kids later. But at the same time, how do you address the subject of teaching that? Me making them accountable wasn't the answer. because they didn't even know what they was being accountable for. They were just out there in the streets doing what they was doing and don't even know the consequence. Just like you say, out here taking lives. Some people don't know the consequence of taking a life. You know, just like you showed us that video, the young man, the judge, you know, asking him for his actions. If somebody did an action of that nature, should they be held accountable and thrown under the bus? And he's talking to the judge, but taking it out of context of him and looking at it from outside the box, he had every answer was to not put
That's
him
the
in that
right
situation.
answer.
But the right answer. But he didn't put himself in that situation outside of the box and look in, look in that fishbowl to see the consequence. They can see it. It's just, it's mental. It's mental. And then, of course, just like you mentioned before, that they're asking us when it's too late. You can't ask me for help now because you're already in the accountability of your action. You know, so in taking that and seeing that on a day-to-day experience, you know, I sit there and I try to mentor by being knowledgeable, spit knowledge, and educate, no matter what it is, at what level I'm dealing with on law enforcement, even if it's me trolling through the neighborhood or anything like that. You know, why do something and you already know the consequence? Why drive around with something illegal in your car but go 90 and a 70? Oh man, that's great. They do it. And y'all know they do it because I talk to y'all every day. But why? Sometimes I don't have their why because I can't control their actions. So just
You
like
can't
that,
get a why if they don't know why.
absolutely. But just like that elder, something happened in his life, and maybe he didn't have somebody there to spit knowledge on him or anything like that. But he paved his way all the way up to an adult, all the way up until he had that conversation with you, and that conversation might set him down and change his life at any age. So we can give and receive wisdom at whatever age, at whatever age. You know, so the main thing, like I said, is just it's education and knowledge. So that's kind of probably off the subject because I'm all over the place or anything like that.
No,
But
man, it's genuine. It's genuine, like most of our conversations, man. We
But
just
I
go
want to
off of.
piggyback off Clevin's and yours too, James. So I feel like in my role, we all teach in some way, shape, or form. But as you said, like accountability, I feel like I hold my kids that I work with in placement to a higher standard than, say, the kids that I coach. And I do that because the young Black men that are in placement are on a short road to the penitentiary.
okay, for the world, explain placement to the
So
viewer.
I work in a juvenile placement center. It's a residential treatment facility for juveniles. That's like one of my many jobs that I do. Um, and I also coach high school football. Um, so when I work with the juveniles that are in the placement, um, I hold them to a higher standard than I would the kids that I coach. And that's because I'm trying to teach them that, yeah, you're in a placement, which is something like jail, but you have the opportunity to start fresh and live your life normal. Um, for the most part, they have juvenile records. And when they turn 18, they get that fresh slate. So I hold them to a higher standard because a lot of them have, they don't know who to look at for guidance or what to look for in life. So a lot of them are just out here going blind. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
especially with the young black males that are in placement. And I can honestly say it's more of the others than it is the young black males. But when I do have a young black male that's there, I try to rap with them a lot because, hell, I'm gonna just put it out there. It's female driven. So for one, they don't know what he's going through as a young black male. Two, the males that are there aren't black males. They're white or Hispanic, and they don't come off as, how can I say this? Um,
Wait, who?
like a dominant male figure. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And a
Talking
lot
about
of
the
these, yeah,
other
the
workers.
other males in the placement facility. So they don't come off as a dominant male figure like these young men need and want to see. A lot of them don't have respect for the men there because they feel like they can overpower them or run over them. And two, a lot of them have male issues. You know what I'm saying? They're lacking a father figure. They have no trust for males. Um, they don't really know how to talk to a male authority. So I try to show them that just because I'm a male authority doesn't mean I'm not listening to you. And like you said, James, um, 9 times out of 10, that's all they really looking for is somebody to just listen and not judge what they've done or where they've been in life. But they're looking for that guidance on where they need to go and how to get there. So,
So being
Mhm.
on both spectrums, from the placement side to the coaching side, I gain your energy as far as you're holding them. How you word it, I'm feeling emotionally what you're saying. I think I personally receive it different. Yes, it's a higher standard. I think the men in placement have less of an opportunity. Um, they don't have slack because they're placed for a reason. But at the
yeah.
same time, you being a mentor, I think you're delivering it equal on both sides. The simply reason I say that is because you're authoritative figure and placement on one, and you're a coach in another. But at the same time, if those same placement kids could be undoing what they've done and been on the coaching side, I think your delivery would be the same. The main thing is they in placement they have to have more structure because they're at that last line of defense before obviously they turn 18 and be accountable for as an adult. So your expectation has to be a little bit harder. I do understand that, but I think
And
your
it is
expectation.
because a lot of them have that street mentality in the placement. A lot of them are gang affiliated and they don't really even know why they're in the gang, but they want to ride for their homies and they big homies and stuff like that. And I always ask them, so why are you in the gang? And I always I got more love from the streets than I did at home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard that too. I hear
yeah,
it. I've heard it.
I hear it all the time. I mean, I hear it all the time, man. I mean, that's why as a coaching staff, I know that's why a lot of kids gravitate towards us, man, because it's more of a I want you to play football, but I care about you as a person.
Right.
And that goes back to that principle and the haircut. Like I care about the whole person, not just the athletic portion of it. I care about you and how you're doing. And I was talking to one of my coworkers today, and flat out I told him, I said, once you consider one of my boys and you've played for me, if it's 1 year, one down, one game, one practice, once I consider you my kids, every time I see you, I'm finna run down the laundry list. What you doing? Where you at? Where you working? How many kids
Mm-hmm.
you got? All of that. It's because I care about you as a whole person. And when I see them, I think that's why, the long hours, and I think that's when I see them doing well and prospering,
It make
it
you
makes,
proud.
yeah, and it makes that sacrifice of that sleep that I didn't get fooling with you that much more
Absolutely.
rewarding. It's like, well, I didn't get to sleep, but look at him now. You know what I'm saying? Look how well he's doing now. So I think that's why we all do what we do. It's not because we're in it for the reward, but there is a rewarding process in just seeing them prosper as a young man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and in that, amongst us, there were great men before us that put all four of us in the same position.
right,
Yeah.
right, right, no doubt, no doubt, because
Absolutely.
we had to have had some form of leadership. You know what I'm saying? Inside the house, and I did, man. I know personally for me, man, I didn't realize the level of leadership that my old man had until, honestly, it wasn't until his passing, man. And I just saw, man, people coming out of the woodworks like, oh man, your dad did this, your dad did that, man. And and truthfully, that's a lot of what we're missing, man, is that we don't have that leadership in the household, man. It's more of
Yeah,
a,
you can put it right here.
fly by night thing. And and we and if you don't have that strong dominant male figure, and like I tell people all the time, people think you have to be in the house to be this
No, I'm
dominant
good right now.
figure. You just have to invest the energy.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, kids, I mean, it's, man, they pick up on energy. It's like they know instantly whether you fool with them or not, man. We had a situation even on our coaching staff, man, and the kids stayed into it with the coach. And I knew that they were absolutely right, but again, it was the wrong time. Like Cam told the young man, I'm gonna give you the attention, but just the right way. And I
Right.
said, you still gonna respect that man because he's an adult. I said, but I understand where you're coming from. And they was like, well, yeah, coach, man, he don't know how to talk to people. I said, I get that. I said, but I cannot allow you on this field to disrespect an adult. We have to
Hmm.
get to a point where, look, you can be right, but let's be respectful about it. And I talked to him, offline after that, and they were like, I was like, do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, so man, sometimes we're gonna get in the workplace and it's gonna be somebody that we just, make your skin crawl. But are you gonna let that man, mess with your money? Because if the job
Right.
is paying $175,000 a year because you don't like that man, and you're not gonna go make that money. I don't know about that. They like, no, I'm gonna just go in there. All right, then it's the same thing. It's a life lesson, man. You got to be able to say, all right, man. Look, let me go in here and do what I got to do, man. Don't he not gonna be disrespectful to you. You're not gonna be disrespectful to him. But I'm finna go get this money, and that was my larger point, man. And once I kind of broke it down like that, the kids was like, oh, okay. I'm like, this is a life skill, man. This ain't about football. I tell people I coach football, but I don't. I coach life skills.
Mhm. Yeah, a lot of the youth are missing some of the basic, you know, essentials to life. So definitely needed.
Yeah. I know I still like this is my first year at a brand new school, and I still have two kids that I keep in contact with from my old team. And sometimes I wonder to myself, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I stepping on the new coach's toes? But I talk to them kids more about life stuff than I do football. Like, in fact, I hardly ever talk football to them because I'm like, I'm not your football coach anymore, but I'm a person that you can still count on and talk to. Like, I had one just the other day, you trying to go to school, you have a certain image that you have to keep up for college coaches, and yet you on Facebook posting you in this old cheap chatty bulletproof vest smoking weed. Like, no, for one, that ain't even your image. So I don't know why you trying to act hard. And two, you just told all the coaches that's looking at your profile, you not the type of kid they want. And I don't think he understood what I was saying. He felt like I was just like on him. But I'm like, it's your image. If I was a coach and I saw you smoking with this blunt in your hand, posting it, you're not the kid I want.
But at the same time, that's a life skill that you're teaching. But as an adult, that goes up all the way up to an adult world and trying to get a job. Just like a job on that football team, on that roster. You know, you still got people that's missing that knowledge, you know, going live and what they doing when they get no, I'm about to totally change the subject. All right. So in law enforcement, just like we're zooming, you can have the opportunity to do Zoom court from your house.
Yeah.
Really?
No matter if you're the officer or you are the plaintiff. Yeah. So while you on live Zoom, you know what these motor scooters be doing at home because they're in their safe space. Okay, they up there cutting the rug, displaying the image. So how you gonna? Okay, one, people like, oh well, how you know I was smoking? Man, weed smoke dance different. Okay, you can smoke a regular cigarette, that cherry gonna light up. You smoke a blunt, you hit it. It look different when you smoke it. For all the
Your
viewers,
inhale is different from a cigarette to a weed
absolutely.
smoke.
Okay, for all the viewers that's out there that smoke weed, we dropping some gems right now. Okay, don't use somebody's child, use somebody's mama, somebody's daddy. Like, teach the small things. Don't make what you do okay and you do it just because you grown. You know, always know or carry yourself like somebody's watching. You are somebody's mentor, even on your worst day. You can
They
be feeling
don't
like
though.
crap. You can be feeling like crap. You're somebody's mentor. Somebody is looking up to you, no matter who they are or where they're at. You might not even know these people. So always be prepared to be the best version of yourself. You know, so don't get on there and be online doing this. Apply and be the best person on that job. Because everybody knows somebody that knows somebody else. You know, and that's one thing us in our air that was intimidating because we couldn't go nowhere. From school security guards to coaches, substitute teachers,
That didn't know our parents.
the bus driver, city bus driver. You know, you couldn't even skip school because you had to be on the bus, MTA, and your homie, mama, was the bus driver or something like that. You know, so you know, the main thing, I don't know, again, all over the place. The main thing is carry yourself and love yourself. You have to. We all forget the finer things of the small things. You know, we all do. I've been in that, you know, place or that down day or something like that. But we have to carry ourselves, you know, to be that great father, you know, to be that great mentor, to be that great male figure, to be somebody alike that they can come talk to, you know, just being approachable. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but that's the Zoom thing. Talking about Zoom court, man, they be doing the most in the background. How you gonna get contempt of court at home?
Man, you see the doctor that was doing surgery and showed up for Zoom court. He was actively doing surgery.
Hey, he ain't with no FDA.
Raised his right hand, bloody glove and all, and swore in.
Oh, that's some stuff.
And the judge said, "I'm not comfortable with this."
Hey, but you know what? Effort, I'm with it. It wasn't the most smartest thing to do. With this dude having a doctorate, probably wouldn't think it was the smartest thing to do. But however,
hey, guess what? He said, we all do things. We all have jobs. We all have multiple things that we have to do throughout the day. We figure I'm at work. Well, I gotta be in court too. Turn that camera on.
Right.
I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm doing, but I'm gonna be there. Hey, all right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
well,
1 second though.
he was show rescheduled because at first he was like, well, I have another doctor in here that can continue on, and
Now
like
I'm gonna find out
he
that.
started talking about it, and the judge was finally just like, like, nah, I'm not comfortable because you have somebody's life in your hands. We just gonna reschedule this. So it was rescheduled for later on this week. So that's today's Zoom lesson is
Hey,
apparently
hey,
if you in surgery, you get a pass from Zoom court.
hey, if I'm
Did you
that
see the
doctor,
lady?
I'll be in surgery the next time. I'm gonna be in surgery at that time too. This is what I
It's my
do.
job. It's my job.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Boo.
I remember seeing the lady that her kid was in class on Zoom and she walking in the background smoking.
Oh yeah.
Got
I
a
saw
whole
that.
big blunt.
They all
Yeah.
go viral, man. Main thing,
Man.
that's just that. I
Man.
can't. I'm not even gonna go and get on that soapbox. You're gonna get my blood pressure up, stuff like that. Like I said, it comes down to being the best version of yourself. Every now somebody, they got a little hiccup, stuff like that. But at the same time, everybody has to sometimes do better. You got to regroup, reevaluate yourself. And it's good to do that on the regular. Make them short-term goals, achievable goals. Don't
Right.
make them measurable goals, even if they are unmeasurable. And it's mood to change. We all play football. I ain't gonna talk about a specific game or nothing like that, where somebody might be doing the wrong thing 57, 11 times.
Yeah.
But at
Get,
the same
getting trapped.
Man. Running upfield. Man. I can talk about that for a whole hour, Jack. I'm not even gonna go there. Man.
time.
You get my blood
But
pressure up.
we do talk about people in between our lines, and some people don't even know who we talk about. Some people,
Right.
if it was them, they wouldn't even know we talking about them. But they gave 110% every time. That's all that matters.
Man, he got
So,
trapped 157 times too. Never seen nothing
Yes,
like
sir.
that, man. So
all right, bros. Like I said,
yeah.
I'm gonna be the time check person. Yeah, for those that live the late life, it's late for y'all.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
later for
Late,
me.
Oh yeah.
late,
Oh yeah.
late for who? This is morning time for me and
Right,
Boo.
for you, for
Morning.
y'all two. For y'all two.
All
It's
right.
Yeah,
late for
I'm
us.
going to work. Yeah, I'm
All
going to
right.
Right.
work right now.
So
That
yeah, we go
that 5 o'clock come
right.
quick.
That 5 o'clock and that alarm, you be like, God dog, I just laid
Hey
down.
man, we see 5 o'clock too. Don't act like we don't
Yes,
see 5
that's
I
o'clock.
know
every
you see
day.
it.
But
Absolutely.
you wide awake. You was
Absolutely.
wide awake all night.
All right.
So
Shoot.
man, I
On,
appreciate
on that note, somebody today told me what they tell me. They said at 11:59, you taking a crap. Insert whatever you want. While you taking a crap at midnight, you still taking a crap. It's the same crap, different day. I thought that was hilarious. That was funny. That was funny. That was
Yeah.
funny. So,
So with
but
that being
love y'all,
said,
bro.
man.
Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all.
Yeah, love y'all boys, man. We gonna end this thing right, man. Like I said, don't forget to find us on YouTube, like, smash that subscribe button so you get notifications when we post, and keep your eyes open, man. We're gonna try to kick this thing off and do something weekly. We're gonna post weekly, just so you get a dip into our daily conversations, man. We just putting it in video form or audio form, whichever way you listen to it, man. So
Right.
anybody got any last words before we peace out?
Bye.
All right, bros, and we out this thing.
All
All
right,
right.
man. Peace.
Gone.
Yeah,
Peace.
peace.